Joshua stopped the sun. Joshua chapter 10, Bible story for kids. Introduction. The Bible is filled with amazing stories of faith, miracles, and God's power. One of the most incredible stories is found in Joshua chapter 10, where God performed a great miracle by stopping the sun in the sky. This story teaches us about God's power, the importance of trusting Him, and how He fights for His people. The background of the story. Before we dive into the miracle itself, let's understand what was happening in Joshua's time. Joshua was the leader of the Israelites after Moses. The Israelites were entering the Promised Land and conquering cities, as God commanded. They had just made a peace treaty with the people of Gibeon. 5 Amorite kings were angry that Gibeon made peace with Israel, and decided to attack Gibeon. The Gibeonites called Joshua and the Israelites for help. This is where the exciting part of the story begins, Joshua's faith and God's promise. When Joshua heard about the attack on Gibeon, he and his army marched all night to help their allies. God spoke to Joshua and gave him a promise. Do not be afraid of them, I have given them into your hand, not one of them will be able to withstand you. Joshua 108. This promise gave Joshua courage, and he led his army into battle with great confidence. The battle begins. Joshua and his army surprised the Amorite kings with a sudden attack. God caused confusion among the enemy soldiers, making it easier for Israel to defeat them. As the enemies tried to run away, God sent a powerful hailstorm. The hailstones were so big and powerful, that more enemies died from the storm than from the battle. Even with this great victory, Joshua needed more time to completely defeat the enemy before nightfall. The sun stands still. Joshua knew that if darkness came, the enemy could escape and fight another day. So, he prayed a bold prayer. Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and moon, over the valley of Ayalon. Joshua 10-12. And an amazing miracle happened. The sun stopped moving in the sky, the moon also stopped. The day lasted longer than normal, giving Joshua and his army enough time to win the battle. The Bible says, there has never been a day like it before, or since, a day when the Lord listened to a human being. Surely the Lord was fighting for Israel. Joshua 1014, Lessons we can learn. This story teaches us many important lessons about faith and God's power. 1. God fights for His people. Just as God helped Joshua, He helps us in our battles. We should trust in His strength, not just our own. 2. God answers big prayers. Joshua prayed for something impossible, and God answered. We should never be afraid to pray big prayers, trusting that God can do miracles. 3. Obedience brings victory. Joshua obeyed God and followed His commands, leading to victory. When we obey God, He blesses our efforts and leads us to success. 4. Nothing is too hard for God. If God can stop the sun, He can do anything. No problem in our lives is too big for Him to handle. Conclusion. The story of Joshua stopping the sun is a powerful reminder of God's greatness. It encourages us to have faith, pray boldly, and trust that God will fight for us. Just as God helped Joshua and the Israelites, He is with us today, ready to guide and protect us in every battle we face. Memory verse. With God all things are possible. Matthew 19-26. Let's remember to trust in God's power and pray with faith, knowing that He can do the impossible.